Hey everybody, welcome back. Minya Plays, a little bit more Songs of Six. Going to expand on our base now and start getting our industry set up. Last episode, if you remember, I kind of showed you this plan that I have for the larger farm areas, but to supplement our food a little bit, we had our quick start with our farm area here with a little storage, and I also add a grain, fruit, and mushroom farm over here just to help tide us over as our population grows. One of the tricks to this is controlling this reputation as much as you can. Like I said, I tend to play at a slower pace. So when you take a look at the citizens' needs, these are the things that are going to increase your reputation. And I find that if you remember from the last video, I referred to the Walmart style. When you do the building big rooms, big dormitories, big things, basically you'll go from 0 to 100 in filling one of these needs. And when you do that, then a ton of people just flock to your village immediately, and often that'll create situations where then you're scrambling to feed them all and or give them jobs or whatever. So the way that I do this, by what I call building small, it allows me to fulfill the need a little bit, which gives me a little bit more people, and then I can build the next thing and get a little bit more. So it's a nice, slow, controlled rate of growth. So we're just going to continue where we left off last time. We're going to finish, well, eventually they'll finish this, but of course I enabled these farms, so they're going to go clear them before they finish that. Go ahead and speed it up. And I'll talk you through what I've laid out here as far as getting our initial industry set up. The first thing I always want, I'm down to my last day of food, and it's the third day of spring. So I'm going to want to get something to keep these people from starving to death. But in the meantime, I'll work on clearing out those next set of fields. There we go, first day of summer. Let's see. Of course, cotton. Can't eat that. Alright. So we just need to get 3 days worth. Just to get us to fall when we get our harvest in. Okay, it's all mushrooms. I don't like to pick up opiates because, well, I tend to just leave them lay on the ground. But so I guess one good thing is that when you lay down orders for them to do this sort of thing, they tend to focus on it pretty quickly. As soon as they finish their current task, they'll run over there and start harvesting that stuff. And since they're hungry, they'll run over there and eat it. 5-second rule, I guess. So we set up our stone. So what I tend to do, at least initially when I set these up, is I put 2 employees in here, and I'll turn on fetch. And that's going to pull the stone out of this temporary storehouse. In fact, I need to do the same thing with the lumber. Yeah, 0 days of food is not ideal. I think. Yeah, I did turn on the fish outpost, but they're not collecting any of it. Hopefully they'll go eat it before they starve. Somebody didn't make it. Died from injuries. Oh, wonder how he got injured. I don't see any animals nearby. Oh well. Somebody must have hit him in the back with a pickaxe or something. Oh, probably one of those guys. So yeah, I could build a berry patch, or some of you might call it a graveyard. Obviously my reputation went to 0 because I've got the unburied corpses. But I'm okay with that because our population won't really drop in the meantime before that decomposes. And now we've got food coming in, so our reputation will go back up as that gets put into the storage. And we have a little bit of reserves. They don't like 0 food stores. Okay. So we've got all the wood out of here, and we've got all the stone out of here, so I'll shut those off. Certainly don't have any surpluses of anything. And they must be eating it as they harvest it, because they're not bringing it into storage. I should have put some people in that warehouse too. And our reputation, that corpse must have decayed. We jumped right from 0 back to 21. Now this mushroom farm, it'll end up not getting planted. Right above the ore. That's veggies. They never did go get that. You know what? Let me pause the farms just to kind of encourage them to go get some food. We were at 5, now we're back to 4 days. And we'll be getting some mushrooms here in a minute. And we finally got fish coming in, that's good. Okay, now they're going over here. So I've set up an ore mine. It's deactivated at the moment. Well, it's actually there. Yeah. It's deactivated. I also set up a coal mine all the way up here, which is also should be deactivated as well for the time being until I get my storage up. Okay, second day of winter, 7 days of food. Resume field building. I really want to get these supplemental fields up and running and planted in time to get a harvest next fall, and then our food problem should be a thing of the past from that point. Now these 3 fields here, I'm breaking my own rules a little bit, but These are also temporary, just until I can get that large area set up. But these are all 11 by 11, and I use 11 by 11 because I like squares, and it's the most efficient farm size that you can build when you're not rushed for time. These were 8 by 8 because I wanted to get them done very, very quickly. First day of spring, and we've already got the grain and the fruit farm done, so that's good. A couple more people died. Yeah, so the actual, if you go 11 by 11 and then you can add about 6 squares to the bottom of that 11, then what you end up with is exactly the maximum amount that one farmer can handle. I don't like the extra squares because it messes me up having half a line, and I like the nice 11 by 11 square. At least, you know, when you're doing a single farm early in the game. Okay, so our farms are set up, and people will be working at those. We have fish going. Our stone is set up. Our lumber set up. I did add 4 woodcutters over here. In fact, it's more than I need right now because I'm maxed out on my storage, and I'm almost maxed out on my stone storage. So typically, I keep an eye on that, and when it gets close, like if I get too much stone at this point, I'll just build a road section. Wood, that's pretty easy to get rid of because I'm going to build these buildings. So, and I'll just build them and go over them as I build them. So the first one I want to build is this warehouse right here. Go. So the way that I try to lay this out is, as I mentioned in the previous video, I want to minimize walking times as much as possible. So I have my wood store here, and then once I get metal up and going, I'll build this charcoaler. So he'll take wood in, and he'll make coal out of it. And then this will be a coal storage. And done. But I'm actually, again, I don't, it's tricky. Okay, so the way I set it up for efficiency, this guy's going to be putting coal into here, and we're going to bring the ore into here. So I have coal and ore right next to each other, which are the 2 ingredients that I need for my metal smelter. So my smelters will just have to walk a short distance to get their supplies and make metal. What I don't do is create a specific storehouse for metal, because I tend not to keep a lot of it around. I tend to use it. This one little 6 by 6 room will have up to 3 guys working in it, and they'll produce enough metal to keep my tool and battle gear shops running. So what I tend to do, since the tools and the battle gear, weaponsmithy, they both use coal and metal as ingredients, so I will do a half and half setup with half coal and half metal in this one. Again, I tend to put 2, and then I go back and adjust it later if I find that I have too many people working there. Okay, so that takes care of that one, and next we need to get the ore one. Now, since I have coal storage, I'll just do it here. I'm going to go ahead and enable my coal mine. And I'm going to initially put 3 people on it. It is a long walk up there. So my village being here, they've got to go all the way up to here to get the coal. So I put a couple extra guys on it. Actually, what I should do is put a couple extra guys in the warehouse to go collect it. Now, what I found is that you typically will need twice as much coal as you need ore. Because the smithy, so the smelter will take coal and ore to produce metal, and then the toolsmithy will take coal and metal, and this guy will take coal and metal. So you've got 3 things using coal, but only 1 using ore. Okay, so we'll turn him on. Actually, I'm going to put, because this should be close enough, they can get coal from there and metal from here, because I need to store more coal than I do ore. So we'll do that. Go back. And I already have enough to get my charcoaler kick-started, so we will start building our smelter, and we will also enable our ore mine. Now the ore mine is not as far away on purpose. And I put in a temporary plan for where I'd put the road, but what I tend to do is watch where they walk, where they take their diagonal, and then that's where I'll put my diagonal road. So it's almost harvest time, and we still have 6 days of food in storage, and we've got the extra fields going, except for mushrooms, of course, because you never have enough of those damn things. So I'll zoom in here and show you. As far as the layout goes, again, everything is 6 by 6. Let me slow it down. So everything tends to be, I do 6 by 6. So I've got the smelting table that has 3 stations, and then an auxiliary on either side to get me 100% efficiency. So, and that it helps them produce a lot faster. Okay, it's activated. Alright, so we're just waiting for employees. Oops. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and start building the charcoaler. And this will greatly improve the efficiency, because then I can reduce the number of people walking all the way up to that coal mine, and they'll just grab wood, make coal, drop it in here. Now the other thing I need to get going is this warehouse. I tend to do the ore setup first, because you need metal for to make a kitchen, and you need metal to make this charcoaler, and of course the tools in the blacksmith or the weapon shop. So 16 days of food, and it's the 3rd day of autumn, so we've got more than a year's supply in stock now. So now we can breathe. We don't have to worry about scrambling to forage or anything like that. I will have to do something about that here pretty soon. Do I have 33 guys doing? 10. Doesn't seem like 33, does it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20. It should be 23. I have no idea what... Oh, they must be in the warehouses. Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I need to get more population then, so... I'll build my berry patch. So I don't need a wall around it. Hopefully I can get enough graves in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 100% respect is going to give me burial respect is going to give me a boost to my population, and it'll take care of this debuff for unburied corpses once this is built. Oops. I sometimes right click by mistake when I'm still in planning mode. There you go. Could build us our berry patch. Oh, look, our charcoaler's up and running. I'll wait until the graveyard is done and then we'll build our carpenter. Stop dying, people. So I'm probably going to have to set up some hunters once I get a little bit of extra population here. And I'll show you what I do with that. I like to set up a wall of hunting zones around the village. And then over time, as I get more extra population, I'll push that wall out further and further away. And eventually I want to hunt all the animals to extinction, because I don't need them. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get the furniture set up. And I'm also going to build... So I see I have 10 eggs. So I have to get started somewhere building a pasture. That would take 12. Okay. And we'll add meat and pelts there. Don't think that I need to go to 180. Yeah, I think I do. I think I need more than 90. Oops. For that pasture that I'm going to make. So as you can see, I'm accumulating metal. Oh, I forgot to... free up a couple extra people. Set this storehouse up for furniture. And if we take a look at our efficiencies of our warehouses, we're at 48%. So I obviously have too many people employed in them. Since, like I said, I tend to do 2 people, especially when I'm doing the fetch. And now that there's no more stone in this, I can turn the fetch off and knock it down to 1. And I'll do the same here with the wood. Let's see. I don't think I need 2 people for coal. I'm going to keep 2 people on ore. I know it says 37%, but they got to walk all the way up there to get it. If the guy doesn't bring it back, the miners don't bring it back. So I'm going to leave 2 people on that one. We have 1 on that one. Okay. And so now we have a furniture set up. Again, it's pretty much, they're all pretty much the same. I put in the smallest workbench I can put in, and then I put in enough auxiliaries so that I get 100% efficiency on these things. Did that there. And here, I try to put the auxiliaries over here to the side, although I still had to stick 1 here, because I just want him to have as free a path as possible. Unfortunately, I chose to put this stockpile here because I was kind of starting to get close to my farming area. So he's going to have to walk around to get over here to drop off his furniture when he's done making it. It's a little awkward with the 90-degree turn, but he can go out right here, so I'll probably put a door here to give him a more direct route. Let's see. So again, food's not a concern. 3rd day of spring, we've got 9 days of food. 51 people, plenty of odd jobbers. And this is the reason why I tend to play the game on a slower speed, is because I like to keep those unemployed people busy. And they'll go clear land for you and do your buildings and whatnot. So I try to move slowly so that I can keep ahead of them and enable construction projects before the previous one finishes. Sometimes I do it a little too early. But that's okay. They'll both get done. Okay. Time to figure out what is killing these people. And I'm too late, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. And that was convenient. Ah, excuse me. Yeah, those guys. They're nasty. Slayed by a beast, and there's a whole bunch of them. And what was he doing there? He must have been... I'm guessing he's a coal miner? No, I have no idea what he's doing. Maybe he's going up there to poop in the woods. He had no business being up there. Anyway. So yeah, I'm going to have to get some hunters set up here pretty soon. I don't like... I mean, I'm already almost full in my graveyard. Once you start hunting, the guys get injured, and I'm not a real big fan of this. They never seem to heal from the injuries. They always seem to degrade and die. Okay, so that's the carpenter. guess I need the furniture for those two. That's what the holdup is. Early game issues. Eventually we'll build up, 1,260 furniture in here, because you don't, I mean, you'll use it when you're building things, obviously, but I don't tend to use a lot of it at any given time because I build small like this. I only need 2 people in there, and I only need 2 people in here for now. So I'm not trying to build huge surpluses. I'm kind of trying to do just-in-time inventory management. What I try to avoid is like stone. I know that my storage holds 1,260, so 1.2K means that my storage is maxed out, and I have that little asterisk, which I can't find any official word on it, so Jake, if you watch this, please let me know. But I believe that means that you have resources on the ground somewhere. So I have coal on the ground somewhere, and I have a lot of coal building up already. I have a lot of ore building up already with some on the ground. I have wheat on the ground somewhere, which makes sense, seeing as how we just harvested the field. And I only put 180 in storage, so let me bump up my food storage there a little bit. No, up. Don't need to bump up mushrooms. I never seem to have those. Okay, so we're just waiting on the weaponsmithy. So once this guy starts producing tools, foolish. Need to store them somewhere. And this is why I like the small build too, is that you can just copy and paste these buildings whenever you need more of them. I really need to get some hunters out. And 59, so we have a few extra people. So what I want to store in here is I want to split this storage half and half between tools and battle gear. And then what I'll do is I'll put military training in this spot. That'll let me train 24 guys at a time. I tend to keep very small army. Right now when crawl raid you. So what I found is you generally get your first raid shortly after you clear the 100 population mark. And I like to have 15 or 20 soldiers, maybe 30. Crawl tends to match what you have. On the first raid he'll send a little less, but I try to get, that's why I get the ore up first, is because I want to have a military so I can defend myself when I get to 100 pop. So for this, goes big as I can and do 2 of them. And that'll get me 24 soldiers can train at a time. That's fast enough for now. You can always add more of these later. And I like to put this right next to the storage where the battle gear is, because most of the time the guys are going to be in here training. Well, I'll cover that in the next episode. In fact, I'm going to pause this right now. So yeah, so we've got furniture and our metal industries all set up. We're starting to get an accumulation of tools, and what I like to do is go into my farms. There's got to be a better way to do this. Jake, if you're watching, we could really use a back button from here. Those 2. So I just start off with that just to make the farms a little bit more efficient. And I think I'm going to end it here for right now. So like I said, we got charcoal. Turning wood into coal saves me from having to run halfway across the map. And as you can see, I got plenty of coal, plenty of ore. I've got a surplus of grain, more than my storage can hold. We'll take care of that next episode. Let's see. Fish is coming in pretty good. Fruit's okay. Actually have enough mushrooms. And short on veggies. Oh, I didn't build a veggie farm out here, that's why. I usually do grain, fruit, and veggie, not grain, fruit, and mushroom, but 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So yeah, it is first day of winter, 12 days worth of food, 60 people in our village, most of them employed. So they're pretty happy with the food stores. I like that. Employment numbers are pretty good. And barrow respect. That's all the perks we have right now. So I think I'm going to end it here, and next time we'll run through this area that I showed you in the previous video, and show you how that all works. So we're going to have to accumulate some eggs. I'll probably let the game run a little for a little while. Well, I don't like to do that. I don't like to waste too much time, because we're only at the we're in year 4. I usually like to have all of this done as quickly as I can, so I can start getting rid of all the temporary stuff that I set up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it helpful. If you do, give me a like. If you don't, then don't give me a dislike. Just kidding. Hey, enjoy the game. Happy gaming, everybody.